And then joining us is retired Lieutenant General Russel Honoré, the man many remember as the no-nonsense commander who led relief efforts during Hurricane Katrina. He is an expert in disaster response. He is joining us live tonight to talk about the crisis unfolding in Texas. General Honoré, it's good to see you. It's good to have you back again.
Good to be with you, Natasha.
What concerns you the most in this current phase of the disaster?
Well, the coordination between the government search and rescue teams, well, now recovery teams, and the enormous work that came from all of the volunteers that have come in to help to have sufficient command and control and to set up many search grids to determine whether they've had the first, the second, and maybe even a third or fourth search. I think that will be the biggest challenge. They're using the incident command system as well as NIMS, and both of those are programs that are set up by FEMA and DHS and the first responders to speak a common language. But the challenge continued to be, we've got about 12,000 volunteers, according to the local officials, and about 3,000 uniform or full-time or rescue folks on the ground. So coordinating that effort in good faith is a challenge right now, but it's a good problem to have because that's the number of boots they will need on the ground. We didn't start retrieving and going into buildings in detail for the second search until 7 days after Katrina. They have started a lot earlier, but it will take at least 3 or 4 search of every grid, and then they will have to shrink the grids down to football-sized fields with subgrids so they can determine if they've been cleared. But they could be finding people up to 6 months after this event or longer. That's my experience.
I really appreciate you bringing that analysis to bear tonight, that context. We see President Trump touring the hardest hit areas yesterday, calling the flooding a terrible thing. He did stop short of addressing any questions about warnings, about alerts ahead of time. Do we need to turn a critical eye towards what went wrong here?
I think that will come from the families and from the community, from those on the outside looking in, the backseat quarterbacks and Monday morning quarterbacks. We all see that this could have been done different. Where they did have alerts, they had a lot better outcome. And it's time for the county, and particularly that town that took a lot of the losses, to invest. I've heard the lieutenant governor commit to putting an alert system in. But it reminds all of us the importance of things like a NOAA radio to have on hand, and camp operators to have redundant communications, not only our NOAA radio, but a long-range AM or FM radio that they can talk to the police and monitor the local public security network, the sheriff and the local police department. So there's a lot that can be done with technology, from the sirens to improving the gauges in the water, as well as having redundant communication. And I think it's intuitively obvious to everybody now that that needs to happen. And then they're going to have to go back and look at the policy in Texas in intentionally building next to the river in a flood zone.
Let me ask you, General. A new report shows that FEMA removed Camp Mystic's buildings from the flood hazard map of granting appeals. And that decision meant less oversight, less preparation. In your view, did that decision put lives at risk?
That will come out in court and in the legislative review, but intuitively obvious to me, but that's just my opinion. But a lot of times the local legislators and senators get involved and they strong arm FEMA to do what they want. At the bottom of this is some politician that made that happen. And we may have lost an opportunity to put more safeguards in there prior to this event happening. And they're going to take a hard look at a lot of this. And there will be a lot of afterthoughts that we could have done this different, and they will have to do it different. And it's time to start the discussion now so while it's fresh in folks'
Right,
mind,
right.
and it'll be captured in the legislature. But they need to have some laws in Texas because they appear to have very little respect for the flood zone. Texas is one of these free states. Leave us alone. But when it comes to these young children's lives, that was a big risk to put them next to a river. There's a saying I use in my preparedness speech: if you build next to a river, expect a flood.
Mm. All right, General, it's always good to see you. Retired Lieutenant General Russel Honoré, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.